Okay, cool. Why does it keep going on my main monitor? Stop doing that. Alright. I have the general idea for that game. I'm still just writing more ideas. After I have a general idea of the ideas, I could start building. Now, I think how I want like the security office to be, right? Is been so long since I've been in the studio. Sensitivity's a little high. Let me consider here. I think I want like a open hallway behind. And I'll probably just go for the two door layout. Right, so if we consider like the desk being up here. Hello, hello. And I'll just block everything out. I think if we consider the desk being here and like two doors and a hallway behind. And then I would want the obviously access to the security like here to the cameras. Put something in there. And then also the flimsy laptop like over here. I'm doing pretty good. I was a little sick yesterday, so I didn't stream, but doing good. Thank you for the follow as well. Right now I'm in very early. I have a lot of ideas for this game, but it's still, very early. And I need to figure out more things. And I'm writing down things here. But both of these hallways would have doors. This one would not, and I would want the second player to have to manage this behind. But I feel like I do want another point of entry. It feels like it's not enough to just have three here, especially because these threats would be managed by the other player, most likely. Um, I mean, I could do like a theoretical like window behind, right? No problem. Good night. Sleep well. Thank you for the follow. Even if you're not watching, that's still very helpful. I'm not really feeling fond of this music. How would I want these to be dealt with back here? Would it be like... I'm thinking either the player in the office gives info to the one down below and he's the one who sends the threats away, or the other way around. Like, this hallway's too dark to see down, so the other player has to give them info so they can... the office can deal with it. I don't know which one I prefer more. Also, before I should really be scaling everything. Just to make this easier for future May here, and I don't make the mistake of my last one. Everything was scaled horribly. Get out of here. I think I want the office to be like the center of the building. So I like that concept. So each hall here would be going out both ways. Right. And then I would build everything else kind of around. I feel like the hallways maybe need to be like just a little wider. So I want to be relative for like 2 people walking through the hallways, you know? Yeah. So what is everything I need in the building, you know? I have like a general idea of why the building is so weird, right? Because the building is like a family passed down building. It was first used as something, then, you know, I'd say first used as a prison, then a hospital or something, then transformed into what it is now, which is a mental asylum. Which is why the building is so strange, right? It's like a family passed down building, and the reason why it is so run down is because the current owner, the next son in the line, doesn't even want it to be a mental asylum anymore because it isn't profitable in this day and age. So it's kind of completely run down. No, this game is not supposed to be scary at all, by the way. It's supposed to be funny. And I'm trying to make it a challenging game because there's not... I don't really like the general Roblox landscape for FNAF fan games. I don't like how they're all free roam. I think free roam can have good ideas, but most of them are like... when they put co-op in it, the other players can do the same things the first player can do, you know? They all can do the same things. It's just about, like... I don't know, there's no unique roles. If there is a unique role, I know one of them has unique roles, and it's just, you can go clean things up. Hello, Alex. They make janitor a unique role, and it's like, who gets on a FNAF fan game's like, I want to walk around the building and clean things. I also do not like the free roam games, like, all being based around hiding, because it's just really annoying, not really fun. So the second player will not be based around hiding at all. even though they will have free roam like gameplay. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of we block this out. Get back here. I like the idea of the hallway going across and there being a window so you can see, right? I do like that idea. So there would be a hallway coming across here. I kind of like that idea since they will be moving in real time, unlike FNAF in real time, ironically. Then I would like the hallway to come across here and then put like a window or two on this back wall so you can see people moving across. Like that. Yeah, I like this layout. So if this is the center of the building, this hallway, I think I might go if the hallway's too dark and you can't see, so the other player has to help you. So in a general idea, I'm building the first floor right now, but this is going to be raised when I'm done. So I'm going to pull it up and then build maintenance halls under it. And that's where the second player will be. First player is going to be on the first floor here as security. Second player is going to be down below in the maintenance halls. There's not much it's looking, but it's looking. I wouldn't say good, but it's looking. I have things written down here. That's also what I'm working down on. So quick summary, it's 2 players, right? First player has classic FNAF gameplay, while the second player is free roam, right? So that's the difference between them. And you actually have to work together. It's not like the other co-op FNAF games, especially on Roblox, where there's nothing unique between the players. Both players have pretty much entirely different gameplay, but they're both working together for the same goal, right? It's loosely based on an old FNAF Fangame I saw. I think it's called Muriel's Pizzeria. It's like, I don't think anyone's ever heard of it before. I might be one of the only people that's ever played it. It was a very cool FNAF Fangame that had really temporary graphics. He used Minecraft for temporary graphics, but I don't think anyone played it because you needed a LAN to play it, and most people, especially kids, don't even know how to connect through LAN, which is why I think Roblox is a good platform for this idea. Because if it's an actual game, either you need to do LAN or you need to work through Steam, and I'm not... That's out of my league, one way or another. I'm not exactly trying to make it scary, mostly because I'm not a good modeler, so I can't make it scary. I'm mostly trying to make it silly, kind of like Frick Bears, I guess. Like, if I try to make something scary, it would just fall flat and just go back to cringe. And I'd rather just go all out on the silly idea and stretch that as far as I can, and at least make it funny. I think it could be scary if I could model, but I can't. But I've had this idea in my head for a while, so I'm trying to make it work. But I want some actual cooperation to make things feel a lot better. So how would they help with this hallway here? I mean, one of the main things I was gonna abuse, well, I guess not abuse, but one of the main ways the maintenance player can help is that I was going to put holes in the floor that have like kind of like grates, you know, so they can see up in from below and see the positions of some characters. Um, God, it's been so long since I've used Studio. I don't even remember how to make a hole. And I really don't know how to make a hole. My, where is the model tab? God, they've moved everything around too. Here we go, model. Why do they always have to change everything? Oh, it's over here. So yeah, negate. But it'd be a hole here with like grates, right? And they would be able to see up from below and be able to tell the position. But since the hallway's dark, it wouldn't really make much sense if I think about it, right? So maybe there would be a tracker in the specific character that the bottom one has access to. Or maybe there's just a sensor for this hallway that can detect movement. I think I'll go with the sensor idea. I definitely need to, like, get a Trello to organize this better rather than doing what I'm doing here, but... I'm just gonna put generic names until I figure things out. I'm gonna use P1 for security, P2 for maintenance, I think. Yeah, I know how to script. I think on a very basic level, I've made a few games, but I haven't scripted in like a year. Might have been, yeah, it's been about a year. So I'm kind of washed. But I do know how to script, yeah. And the FNAF fan games are very simple, so I'm not really worried about the scripting part of this. Thank you for subscribing as well. I've made a FNAF fan game before on Roblox as well, but it wasn't multiplayer, so it's a little different. I don't know. I'll just put A's. I might put multiple threats in the back hallway, maybe, so there's like you can't just tase all the time, I think. But how would you be able to tell the difference between the two of them as the player under? Maybe it'd be a cooperative thing. Like you'd have to check the hallway behind the dark hallway so you can tell. This idea gives like kind of a loop around the main office, right? And that is a pretty long hallway, so it would make okay, chill out. It would probably make sense for it to be dark. Most of my games look pretty bad. I'm not a modeler by any means. I've tried learning Blender, but I had a lot of stuff going in real life, and I just kind of stopped doing that. But now I'm in a place where I can learn Blender. I need to start learning it again. But my games don't look good by any means. I mean, I made the first thing I made was a visual novel, which is like one of the only ones on Roblox, and I paid an artist, so the game looks good in that way. My second game though, the FNAF Fangame, looks really bad. I didn't model most of it, to be fair, but I got my friends to model it because I just wanted to do the coding because it was fun. I think I'm very good at coming up with ideas. I'm just not very motivated. And if I was actually experienced in modeling, my games would probably be a lot better. But I'm trying to get back into it. So we got the hallway. And my UI is iffy. Sometimes I cook, and sometimes it just looks really bad. Maybe I need something else besides the movement sensor idea. There need to be... I do like the movement sensor idea, but having only one threat in the hallway feels wrong. Like, it's just too simple, and having a whole hallway for that, it's just like... So my goal is, like, to have 4 threats each night, right? So that'd be, like, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 threats total, 10 for each player. So I want 2 threats for each player every night. And yes, that means it will be pretty hard. Maybe I'll come back to the hallway while I figure things out. So what's everything I need in the building, right? Let's consider that. I really this notepad's gonna get cluttered. Right, so there needs to be a kitchen, and then there needs to be, like, obviously a cafeteria. There needs to be multiple bedrooms / cells, since it used to be a prison. I think the cells will be fine. There needs to be the solitary / padded rooms, which I should probably just make that right. And why am I putting gaps? So let me... Right, so there needs to be a staff room, like a / you know, like a break room. Yeah, it's actually funny. I had an idea like that for my last FNAF game. I was gonna have random events happen throughout the night, but I only could come up with like 2 of them, and I was like, I'm just gonna scrap it because it's not very fun. But I definitely do want to add a lot of depth to the game. I don't know if you've ever heard. I mean, who knows if you have. Five Nights at Treasure Island, but dumb. It's one of the hardest FNAF games. It has multiple modes for the animatronics, right? So there's difficulty 0 through 20 on each animatronic. Then you can turn on aggressive mode, which adds a new mechanic to them. And then there's also silent mode, which you can't enable it for one specific animatronic. Silent mode is like a new game mode, where every hour or something, 3 random animatronics will then get buffed for an hour. So, and get new mechanics again. And these can overlap, so you can have aggressive and silent. That's what makes the ultimate mode so hard. Because there's just so many buffed mechanics, it's really hard. I was considering something like that. I don't know if I'll do anything that changes the map, because I don't know if I would be able to do that without... Moving around map stuff is really difficult without messing it up. It would take a long time, but I might consider it, honestly. It'd be interesting to, like, I don't know, switch the 2 hallways. Things like that. They're not exactly animatronics. It's a mental asylum. They're just mental patients. Very funny, I know. There's gonna be a lot. Like I said, 20. So most likely there'll be 10 under and 10 on this main floor here, at least. I might even do more than 20, but 20 is my bare minimum. Technically 21, because there's one persistent threat. That's kind of like a thing both had to work on. Yeah. The game's a very stupid concept, because my other FNAF fan game's A Night at the Mental Asylum. It's a silly game that I wanted to make a FNAF fan game where the goal wasn't to survive till about 6 a.m., but to just get a high score on, like, WarioWare, like, minigames. It's alright. The minigames are kind of buns, I'm not gonna lie. So we need therapy rooms. Multiple storage rooms for sure. The bathrooms need to be in the bedrooms, but it's an old building, so I can say that they're separate because it used to be a prison. It's not very there needs to be an outdoor courtyards. There needs to be a lounge slash communal space. Quiet rooms. Quiet rooms interesting. There needs to be a laundry room. The gym is also standard. There's a lot of standard things in mental asylums. I know this place is old, so I can skip some of these. Like, I'm probably gonna skip a gym. Not really needed. I do like the multifunction activity room. I think I like this other idea. I did like the idea of this, but I actually think it's... I want the outdoor courtyard right in front of the office. I like that idea. Windows looking onto the courtyard so you can see people moving around through the courtyard. Yeah, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making unique things. If they're good, but they're unique. So I'm just gonna act like this is the outdoor courtyard. But I think I kind of want it bigger. I really should make sure I make this even, or else I'm gonna hate myself later. Then do. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a plenty big courtyard. Honestly, probably a little too big. Let's be honest here. Do these mental patients really need this much recreation? Like, come on, they don't deserve all that. Shrink it a little bit. Yeah. Let me. You're gonna turn green, so I remember. There you go. Why is my camera so slow? There we go. This. My studio always change everything. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, how do you get shorter? Genius, really. Okay, so we got the layout a little bit better now. I'm starting to see the picture. Starting to see the vision. Let's think here. I guess, like, I'll just say for now, like, let's just say this would be the inmate area, right? So this would be the rooms somewhere over here. And then, somewhere over here would be the rooms are on this side. I guess, like, recreation and the bathrooms would be on this side. And then I think the hallway would go, like, I honestly want these hallways to go out. I don't want the layout to be too easy to keep track of. Because I'm evil. I don't like this being one tile off. It annoys me. But yeah, I think I would want it like that. I mean, let's see. What would go into these two areas? I mean, another staff room would probably go over here. Like, block that out for, like, a staff room. And then, like, storage over here or something, right? And yeah, I know, just slap that down. I doubt it's even. Let's bring up the list. What other rooms do we need? All right. I'm gonna put this on my other monitor for a second so I can see it without having to tab it out. So, like, this would be the kitchen and the cafeteria over here. This would be the recreation. And then I think, probably need more bathrooms around, so. You can throw it like bathrooms here and here. Kind of liking the layout so far. That was annoying me. So if this would be storage, this would be staff, cafeteria. I think this would be big enough. Yeah, that'd be plenty big enough. This can honestly be multiple things, not just. This can be recreation and the activity space, I think. But it's like split it down the middle. Yeah, it's a big map. It's gonna take me forever to build this. Thankfully, I have low expectations for myself. These can be the quiet rooms. Though, honestly, I think these can be scaled down with the size of our bedrooms area. We can just scale that down, right? We don't really need all of that space. I might as well mirror this, but I don't know what I'm going to make it yet. Nah, I like releasing the game at least relatively full. If I ever added more things, it would be like harder modes and things like that. But I feel like adding on the maps is much harder afterwards when you've already coded everything. I would at least want the map to be full. Though I think this is already basically the full size of the map, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna stretch this, right? This would be the bedrooms. Both sides might end up being bedrooms, to be honest. And then this would be multiple things. So what else do I need? I have the quiet room. Well, we need a laundry room. I honestly wouldn't mind putting a laundry room here, to be honest. How did I end up making these different sizes? I want the building to like make a logical sense. So I'm trying to make everything even. I guess over here could be where like the padded and solitary ones are. These would be the normal bedrooms. This would be the laundry room and the bathrooms. I could split it into two. I think that's everything. This would be like the staff room. This would be the storage. I think that makes sense. And I could always fit things around as I need to, right? I'm gonna line up everything with, you know, this outer edge here. And I think this layout makes sense. I think so. I should probably color code everything though. I don't know, you can be brown for storage. Hello, C plays. C plays. Why does no one ever have easy names, you know? That would be like the kitchen. Lounging can be like dark blue. I don't know, bathrooms you can be pink. I'm just gonna make both the kitchen and dining area same. Yeah. And then orange, that's like not really a good orange. That's not like brown enough. There you go. Okay, yeah, let me just make sure it's all written down as it is color coded. Yep. And just for reference, I have it all over here. Okay, so I mean that is the first floor. Basically all done here. And it would be moved up like that, and I would have to manage the maintenance halls under it. I don't think it's a bad map layout. It could be much worse. I'll have to flesh it out. Each of these rooms will be separated into other rooms, and I have to figure out how I want to do the cameras for everything. But it's not bad. You know, let's switch up the music again. Thank you. I think it's a pretty decent map layout. My last map was no good. No bueno. It was really bad. Didn't make any sense, and it wasn't very fun. But I think this one will be much better. I like the office being centered. It makes it much more chaotic. It makes you feel like you're in the center of the chaos, so... let's think threats again. Let's go back to threats. So this is so unorganized. We'll switch to a Trello later, I swear. Switch to something that you can actually see. Let me just like let me put a cross line here for maintenance, so all of that is separate, and you know it's visible. And this is the player one. Which, by the way, for everyone on YouTube, there is music, as you can see, but I don't think it plays on YouTube. It should only be on Twitch. It's playing on YouTube, well, I'm gonna get copyright struck, but I should only be playing on Twitch. So I can make this pretty simple for... There would need to be a threat for each door at least, right? I don't know how I... Okay, yeah, I did do it like that. The basics right here, you know, the two door threats. The must-have. Those always need to be there. So those are freeload ones. I do want... So, one of the main gimmicks is kind of like Treasure Island. Also, I just realized I forgot to put the light on. 1 second. I'm kind of dark. I'm a little brighter. The lights will be completely toggleable on and off by the camera person. So you can go to a camera and turn on or off the lights on it. But also it needs to have its fuse turned on for you to turn on the lights. So I would want threats that want the lights on, ones that want the lights off. That's going to be one of the main gimmicks, is managing that. At least for those. I don't know if they will show up in multiple by default. That might be like a hard mode thing. Though I kind of... They're scared of the dark. You know, we got a notepad stream going. It's kind of hype. Should I just do like a mirror of this one as well? I don't know if I'll do that one or not, but I think it's funny. So I'm putting it there for now. I'm using my thinker right now. I don't know if I like. I kind of think I'm gonna change it to a radar. These are technically both player one threats. They're managed by player two mostly, so I don't know how I'm gonna organize this. I'll handle it later. No problem. I need more ideas in my noggin. Kind of sparse on ideas right now, surprisingly. I had a lot of them, but that's what happens when you don't write things down. You forget them. Not very intelligent to me. I have another idea. Let's see. I don't think that the lights need to be on. 1 second. Okay, it's nothing. I know this is mostly a silent stream. I feel bad for anyone watching on YouTube. Silence and sadness. Why is every time I play this playlist, it just always puts on Limp Bizkit. There's one Limp Bizkit song. I don't want to listen to Limp Bizkit. I think I'd take it out at this point. FNAF G. Which one is that? I can't remember off the acronym. Oh, Fun Night to the Gang. Anyways, hello, welcome to the chat. Cat eats chips. I might add a Fun Night to the Gang reference, to be honest. It is the Roblox FNAF fan game. It's like, I don't know if it's still top 20. It's been a while. Yeah, I know Ball. I know, like, many FNAF fan games. I'm not just some nobody making a game here, alright? I know Ball. I'm curious. I'm checking the main list. I know there was drama with the list though, so I don't even know. I don't even know what happened to it. Still number 17. I can't remember what the threat's doing Finance of the Gang right now though. I don't like the camera search mechanics. I'm trying to avoid those because they're annoying and they're overdone. Do I need something else for you to manage in this office? I mean, I could do like a ventilation system above and add more threats that way, right? Like if I consider that, I could put a vent above. That could technically be a reference in a way. Yeah, the mechanics are definitely where the. I mean, I had many more ideas than I did have, than I do have right now. On stream, it's definitely harder to come up with them. I just forgot to write them down because I wasn't sure if I was gonna make this game or not. But there's like what, 2 doors, hallway behind, an event. I was thinking there wasn't enough threats. There will be windows on here as well, but those will just be for visuals. So I might go with the vent idea. How would I make it easily visible? I guess I could put it like over here, right? I want to make it so you can actually see it while looking at the desk without having to like have another camera turn option. I think I'll do that. Yeah, this game isn't gonna be easy. The map's huge. I mean, for references you just got here, this is 2 players. Player 1 will be in the office on floor 1 right here, having normal FNAF gameplay, like, you know, click, move the mouse to turn, things like that. Player 2 is free roam, under, in the maintenance tunnels. And both players have to work together to deal with certain threats, so you both have entirely unique gameplay and roles. So I definitely want to. I might make the vent controlled by the second player, or maybe just the ventilation cams, and maybe it'd be like a radar. I think I like that idea. True, I do like that idea. Chicken nugget 3E2231. Actually, a good idea. It would be probably like 30 seconds. So there is no like power percentage in this game, but the power is managed by the second player, where they have fuse box where they control where the power goes to, right? So they can give power to the doors, or they can give power to certain rooms. Um, so a threat that would turn off the power for temporary wouldn't be a night. Well, it might be a night ender a lot of times. 2 minutes is just way too long. It's just instant death if it's 2 minutes, and it might as well just kill you at that point. Maybe it wouldn't turn off the power, but it would stop you from changing where the power goes. Like it wouldn't let you change the fuses. So then that way, if you already have the fuse on the doors, if it disables it, you would still be able to use the doors. You just wouldn't be able to change it. So it's not instant death when he goes after you, and that would make it like 15, 30 seconds. It would still most likely get you killed, but it would be more fair. It would most likely be. How would they work? Technically, I have these. It's another pretty decent idea. There's already a lot of camera threats though. Breaking cameras might be too big of an issue. It'd have to be temporary. But no, there probably need to be something to stop you from staring at cameras for too long anyways. I don't know if it would break certain cameras, but it might just make you lose access to the cameras temporarily. You are cooking though. These are some good ideas. How would the power room one works? I think I would want to use the. Put it under this one. Hmm. I might as well put all the threats in the same section because at this point there's no difference. Thank you for following Cat Eats Chips. I'm gonna change your idea a little bit. It's kind of like FNAF in real times mechanic it had for night like 4 and 5 and nothing else. I think it was just night 4, but it's actually avoidable and it's not entirely random like real time. Welcome back. I don't know if I want a fandom like character. They're just kind of annoying. I don't think it adds any challenge to the game because distorting vision doesn't really do much unless you make it really extreme. Like that's why, for example, in FNAF 3, the Phantoms also break your systems because distorting vision doesn't really do anything. I do like this one though. We're almost there. I want 20 as the bare minimum. We're up to 12. Right now, most of them are for the camera player. I was thinking the same thing, Chicken Nugget. I was actually thinking of an illusion character that actually does something. That one actually could be a problem. So I need some threats for the player down below. Player 2 is in the maintenance halls under the building, and they are able to free roam. It's not like a traditional FNAF game. They have a few things they can do. They manage the fuses, so they send power to different places, like the doors or the cameras or the separate rooms, so you can turn the lights in them. And they will also have access to the vent cameras, though it's going to be like a radar rather than cameras. Yeah, I think the mimic will work for both players. It's not technically clarified here, but it's going to be any threat in the game, I would say, or anyone that I would want them to mimic to confuse someone. Yeah, let me sit like a normal person. Hold on here. Getting a little too locked in. So I might just do a Finance of the Gang reference, and as you close the event, you lose ventilation, I guess. Or you lose oxygen. I do kind of like that idea. That seems like a good idea. So, Ruby songs are good. The show, not so much. Hmm. Like that one because it means you have to keep track of where player two is, or player two has to be good at communicating where they are. Gotta do more ideas. I want more for the bottom player. You need some more to deal with. I think we're gonna be going over 20 though. It's gonna be a lot. Times will change. It's just filler. Thinking. Very awkward. The generator. That's basically what this one is. I mean, in general, you can't have all the fuses on because you just can't. There's going to be a set amount, so it's about managing where your fuses go. I don't know how many it's going to be, but let's just say there's 10 places you can put your fuses, and you only have 5. Something like that, right? So it's kind of already built in, and then there's this one. Yeah, I'm thinking about something like that. I guess it could be its own threat. Let me think about how it would work, though. Yeah, I think that works. I think we only have like 2 vent threats. Kind of want another one. Do I really need another one, though? Maybe I should throw a Golden Freddy. It would be that's kind of how my the game works actually. Because when you die, I was too lazy to code away for the game to be able to restart. So it just kicks you out of the game and you have to rejoin. That's how the previous game worked. If this how this game, it's gonna have a way to restart built in, just so it's more convenient. Um, I think if one player dies, they just spectate. Because I still want technically they might be able to win the night theoretically, if like you're really close. but you'd have to be really close. Like especially if the security guard dies, because he's the one who keeps the night going forward by playing the music. So if they die, then eventually the music will stop playing, and then the night will stop going forward, and the night's over. So they're technically the more important player, if you think about it. But I was thinking about making them both able to move the night forward. I'm considering different ways about that. Okay, well, we have a lot of ideas written down. Let me just like very quickly do the layout for the halls below, because I think it's gonna be very simple. Maybe. I was thinking maybe in general just giving player 2 a tablet to do the same thing. So this would be like the main hub for player 2, I think. It'd be the generator room. I don't know if there would ever be a single player version, just because I mean it wouldn't fit. The game's meant to be 2-player, you know? I feel like if it was able to be played solo, then I failed my idea of making the game truly cooperative, you know? I think the layout down here is going to be much simpler, which is why I said let's do it real quick. I think it's just mostly going to be hallways. True. I mean, I won't be surprised if something like that happens. I want there to be some kind of grace, you know, where you might be able to still win. But it won't be like if someone dies at the start of the night, unless you're like on the lowest difficulty, you probably won't be able to just win solo. I might even add a mechanic to where if you just get killed automatically. I don't know. So I do want the players to work together. I feel like if there was a siege strat where you could go solo, it would kind of ruin it. I won. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a reason to roam these halls, so I'm gonna have to brainstorm more ideas for down here. Because the halls are gonna be actually quite large. So I'm not putting much thought into these halls. I think they're gonna be actually pretty simple. I'm gonna make it like mostly a grid. How did I do that? Genius, really. Whoa, hey, hey. Alright, I fixed that shenanigan. I know this probably isn't even, but speaking of even flow, but I'm just kind of doing a general layout for down here now. Yeah, it'd be somewhat like this. Maybe with like a hallway going across, though. Like here. Across like that. Can't help it. The overlapping parts kind of annoy me. I already don't like how that middle bar is working. But I'll fix it all later. Yeah, so I think that should work. Look how long I've already been live for. I have stuff to do today. Well, it's an hour. It's almost 2 hours. So it's pretty successful. I mean, I got the whole map done today and most of the threat ideas. I will probably write more threat ideas off camera. Then next development stream, I will probably start doing the actual building, I guess. And then I don't know how many streams it'll take to finish the building. But then after that, we get into coding. And then, yeah, that shouldn't... I don't think this game will take too long to make, honestly. Probably like a month or two total, split out between streams. I don't know how much I'll do off stream and on stream. I guess it depends how much attention the streams get. I mean, it was a very active chat, so thank you all for chatting. But yeah, it was fun. I'm gonna work on these ideas off camera to get everything fleshed out, and then most likely, I don't know. I might do Monday and Fridays for development. Because Saturdays I probably best to do games. Everyone has Saturdays off. So yeah, I'll just say Mondays or Tuesdays and Fridays. I'll do game development. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chatting, especially. Thank you for all the follows and the subscribers. Very nice of all of you. Have a great weekend. Have fun doing nothing. I know I will.